Okay. And you're going to okay it on your end. Okay. Thank you so much, Linda, for agreeing to do this reading with me. And I'm going to do my opening prayer. And I heard the other day it being called Words of Light, and I really like that. So we're just going to, I put my hands in my heart. We seek sacred guidance. We open our hearts and minds to a higher influence. We imagine before us a direct, radiant link from our conscious mind to our higher selves, our spirit, and all the divine forces of the universe. May this sacred connection now speak to us through these cards, and may the messages we receive be clear, truthful, and aligned with our highest good. And so it is. All right. So is there any questions that you'd like to ask the spirit cards today?
How
Or
can I have a better relationship with friends and family?
better relationship with friends and family? It's beautiful. Would you like me to choose your cards, or would you like to? I
No,
can.
no, no, you choose,
All
please.
right. So let me just. Okay. I have a very specific method in which I pick my cards. Oops. Not a very good card shuffler. My husband's much better at this. Not these cards, but playing cards. All right. Okay. They will show themselves. It's this one. There was another one right there. Nope. That one. And this one. All right. Gonna put this away. I'm gonna turn the cards over, and I am going. Okay. I'm gonna first I'm gonna give each one separate, and usually they come together as one reading. Um, so when I'm looking at this one, I'm seeing just sort of this pull in different directions. So there's a lot of sort of I'm just being shown sort of like this pull. And it could be like decisions or people where like you're being pulled in different directions. Um I kind of circle back and back and forth. With this one, there's there's many interpretations for it. So when I usually get a card, I will test out and kind of ask spirit in my head, like what is um the meaning for this specific person that's the sitter, which is you. And the message that's coming through with this is trust. And like what I'm being shown is sort of like this wall, and sort of like a wall, like a heart wall. Um and it's more like a protection, like very you are protecting your heart. And so there's sort of the guidance that's coming through is about um this opening of the heart, like this willingness to trust, and like that's coming through is also be cared for. And because it takes trust, like the message is coming through is it takes trusting others with you and your heart and your and it's kind of interesting. You are holding your heart like very tight. You feel like you're giving your heart, but you're actually very protective of it. And you're very delicate with it. Like and like kind of the wall is very thick, and your need to, like, the guidance that's coming through is um start with giving yourself that same love that you give others. And Spirit is acknowledging your immense love that you are constantly pouring outwards to others. Um, and the way to start with creating better relationships with others is to start with uh, loving kindness to you. Like there's sort of there's an acknowledgement that you're very tough on you. Like I'm asking what that means.
I am.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
like you're tough on you and like your expectations for you, and that is a way of you um not allowing others to kind of come in as well. That is part of it. That is part of that vein. Um, there's so much more with this. I'm going to come back to it because I want to go around, and then it kind of starts weaving into one main message. The open box is about just being curious and inviting you to be curious and play and be willing. So it's not necessarily asking for you to commit to change, but just be willing. Like there's this sort of a very soft approach to shifting, which is just saying to yourself that I'm willing to open. And again, that kind of connects back with the messages coming through here with this card about being willing to open your heart. And there's so many different ways to open your heart. Open your heart to letting things and people affect you. There's almost like this um that you know how to be and um relate in situations with everyone, but that you're still holding out, like holding out that true you. Um, and so because you might be afraid of getting hurt, maybe, or um, and you might not entirely trust the other person with everything. So there is this invitation to um be curious a little bit and allow a little bit more relaxation with um people, and that they themselves will see that, and they themselves will soften and kind of see the humanity in you, because I feel like there is what I'm seeing is a really thick wall in between some relations. So the thick wall will not melt the traditional ways. It will need some, it will need um it will need some, again, like coaxing, and the way that you're doing it is you just being open to it. You're not going to step right into it with 2 feet forward, but I like Spirit is saying you don't have to you don't have to commit 100% to doing something where you might that's too much. That's too much commitment. That's too much risk for you. So spirit is kind of giving you a roundabout way of approaching it, which is, like I said earlier, just shift that in your brain where it's just you are willing to open a slight bit. You're willing to budge a little bit. Um, and the word forgiveness is coming through very strongly. And how forgiveness has the ability to soften all relationships and to soften that wall. Um, but again, it's circling back around. I'm getting this arrow, which is going back towards you. And the circle back around with the forgiveness is also you, forgiveness to you. Um, so softening with you will mirror back the softening overall to others, and then they will see that softening and they will mirror that softening back to you. So it's kind of like this symbiotic sort of relationship where I think that's the right word for it. I'm going to go back to this. Um, I'm sensing a lot of, again, that came through. This is more of a like conflicted decision sort of thing where you're feeling like there's a lot. Yeah, what I'm getting is that there's a lot to do. There's a lot that needs to get done. Um, I'm sensing there's a big long list of things, and you're feeling like you need to check these things off the list. And um, there's a lot of, I'm getting a lot of like mental clutter, and that's sort of creating a lot of stress. So I'm trying to see what guidance is coming through with that. Um, what I'm getting is an acknowledgement that you are already doing some of the things that are going to allow this mental clutter to settle. And one of them is that you are um, valuing time. You're valuing the quality of time. You're valuing presence and being in the moment. So, like I'm being shown that that's something that you've shifted and you're in the moment, um and that is going to help this situation of like being pulled in different directions because um and the further guidance that's coming with that is to always tune into what feeds your heart. Like put your hands on your heart is one of those advice or guidance that's coming through where you just sort of connect with your heart and connect with what it is that makes you feel completely aligned, and spirit knows that you're very aware of what makes you feel completely aligned. And so when you connect with that, you will be able to be in the present moment and you will know what is the correct thing out of the 100 things you need to do. And I'm being shown that you make decisions very quickly and good decisions quickly and like, and continue to um choose the first thing that comes to your heart, and that will always lead you to the right decision. So anytime you have these feelings that like you need to do this and this and this and this and this, to go back to presence, to go back to heart, go back to whatever makes you feel aligned, and you are very connected that way. So that is a good way to continue to call that list and make sure that it's not feeling overwhelming. Um, what I'm also getting with this one is service. I'm getting this sense of service. You want to be of service. That's something that you feel very strongly about of legacy. Legacy is coming. Legacy. And again, the idea of this right here about presence and heart and being aligned, that that will assist with that goal of wanting to leave a strong, strong legacy. Um, and it's all about connections, and it's all about um, that again, they wanted me to reemphasize it's all about connections. All about connections. And what the quality of the connection is more important. So Spirit is saying it could be 3 or 4 people that you truly connect with, and that's good. That's wonderful. Um, and always make it about the quality of the connection. Um, and back to the box again, it's about like they wanted me to say this play. Just be light, light. And like, I don't know, light in terms of like not string yourself up on something that heavy, like just let things go. Yeah. Seems a little morbid, but they said focus on mortality, and that will help you to cull what is important versus what's not important. Yeah. Not your own mortality, just in general, just to sort of choose what is important, what is worth spending like all night thinking about. Just exploring. And again, the whole idea of play and being curious, to play. And just the idea of play is also like being light. Um, do you have any questions for me?
No, I think at this point, I think I have withdrawn, especially in the last couple of years, tremendously. And I feel that a lot of it was protective
Mhm.
from very toxic people and people who only had their own um, agendas.
Mhm.
Whereas I would like to be with people that don't use me as an agenda, that don't use me, um, for connections or whatever. Just be kind. And I'm having a hard go of it with my family because they're very dysfunctional, and I am a stepchild, and the one that stayed behind and helped my stepmother tremendously for 18 years, whereas they walked away. And except for one did not, and that is the one that I do trust. Um, but the others, it's all sadly what they want,
Mhm.
and it's their agenda. They don't seem to care after a whole bunch of years, but something that I can't change easily. I would like to, but it's difficult. And with friends, I have run into some major toxic people that have taken me emotionally up the river badly. And I realize it now. And I've just extricated myself and said, no, enough. Because I had to walk away. So I don't like being around anger or hatred or meanness. It just, to me, it's a waste of time. So maybe that's wrong on my part, but I just don't like to wallow in that. To me, I would rather do fun things and help and direct people and um, do what I'm doing. But I'd like to go forward. I need to go forward here. Yeah, I need to stop worrying about yesterday and handle today and handle tomorrow best I can. So thank you.
When you were talking, I did get a couple of other messages, and when you're looking at the box, there's kind of like a finite amount of space in a box. And so it was saying be very visceral about what you put in the box, meaning like you're looking at it, and if it just, like the Mary Kondo, you remember that whole Mary Kondo cleaning, like the book about if you see it and it brings you joy, put it in the box, and like she said, like it's about cleaning your house. She wrote that book about cleaning your house. So if you're picking something up and it, makes you feel joy, keep it. If it doesn't, then immediately. So like be so visceral about it. And don't be apologetic. I got this message twice though, that you define your own agenda. So like, and it was basically came in the couched in this idea of like what they're thinking and doing, is leave it at the door. Like it's their business. It's okay that they want, or it's okay that they want, whatever it is that they think. They can think whatever they want in that, but in your box, in your space, um, whatever is your business, right? Your situation, you define what's in there, right? You define, um, and so that limited space is like a good thing, because you're not, you can't put everything in there. You got to put the important things, kind of like packing a suitcase, right? Um, I was also shown that you can read people, and to use that
Yeah.
skill that you have, that was earned, that earned skill that you have, to um uh surround yourself with people that mirror that love that you already have in you, to mirror. So the mirror came through very strongly, like about finding people that mirror that love that's in you. Um, and then to use the skill that you have in reading people, which you do have the skill in, like seeing immediately, like you saying, they want something from you. Okay, so that, right? So use that skill. um and all, it's all about love and support at this point. So love and support, and anything that love and supports you, anything that loves and support the people that you love and want to support, that's, it's all about love, and let it just all be about love and support. um and you've got this. Like it's yeah, it's very, very strong message that you've got this. You've got this. And all about quality. Like, you know, it's okay to if they don't understand, it's okay. It's it's you can't change people, but you can change
Yeah.
what goes here. This is you right here. You can change what goes in that box. That's your box.
Thank you.
That's your world. Um,
My world's gotten to be very strange, but I best thing I did was retire, I think. Um, the best thing that ever happened to me, which sounds insane, is I got MS and all of my priorities changed.
mm,
My 5 college degrees, who cares? My money, like I can earn it. Um, I love my job teaching. I enjoyed it. And I think the kids enjoyed me. I gave everything to it. I worry I didn't give enough to my son, but he seems to have turned out just fine. So I'm happy that he's happy. And it's hard to talk to a 47-year-old and try to figure out what he's thinking, but I know he loves me very much. And
mhm.
I was always there for him, whereas his father was absent. And I had to be the everything. And I'm very glad I was. was a lot of sacrifice for about 12 years, but it was well worth it. Um,
Mm.
so I think this weekend kind of plucked my little twanger, and it made me realize I need to speak up. And I need to tell my son, his wife, my grandson, my feelings, my thoughts, my sagaciousness. In other words, don't lose this opportunity because you're a jackass. Pardon the language. I'm sorry. But I did it in a very nice way. And I wrote it to my daughter in law, and she wrote back and said, I read it to him. And his comment was, Grammy's really right, you know, Mom. And I'm going, whoa.
Wow.
Especially after a very pull and tug weekend with him
Yeah.
of his being lost, his being overwhelmed, his being like, oh my God, not understanding what was being offered to him.
Hmm.
And I think I got it across my own way, but nicely, not dumping, but explaining
Yeah.
from the heart. And
Yeah.
it was from the heart.
Yeah. When you And I can see that when you speak from the heart, it's very clear to the people that you love that it's coming from the heart. And even if it's, it comes through very strongly, right? But it's from the heart. So, yeah.
Well, I don't, I can perceive people making tremendous mistakes.
Hmm.
And I try very hard, I guess it's from teaching, to stop it before it happens.
Hmm.
Kind of like the traffic cop, you know, stop before you have a car accident.
Hmm.
And I speak my mind or spoke my mind probably far too much, but people listened. And when they listened, they didn't get harmed. When they
Hmm.
didn't, they basically got screwed. So but after two relationships that ended up very badly, it makes me hesitant with a third to completely give.
Hmm.
And it's probably smart to be on that end for now.
Hmm.
So, but I'm just, I can feel like I'm just bobbing in water, you know, trying to keep my head above water and stay healthy, which has been hard the last several months. Um, but just start enjoying life more,
Hmm.
you know, start enjoying what's outside the front door.
Yeah.
So,
And you've been working hard on enjoying life. I think I've seen, you're going to see family, you're you're going to their special events so that that they know that you're supporting them.
yeah,
Those are very important things to you, and they're feeling that, your support of them, which is, I think, this one speaks very strongly about that.
thank you. I try. I
Yeah.
truly do try. One of my nieces is very poor and needs money, and she's getting married. So I offered to buy her wedding dress.
Mhm.
And that was overwhelming to my brother and to her. You
Mm.
know, how, wow. You know, I said, no, it's something I would really, really like to do.
Mhm.
And she was just very overwhelmed by that simple gesture,
Mm.
you know, and she isn't going to buy $5,000 dress because that's obscene for them. And
Mhm.
but I just wanted her to have something pretty. And when I suggested it, my brother said, "Oh, you want to rethink that?" I said, "No, I don't.
Mhm.
I'm sending her a check now." And he
Mhm.
said, "But Linda," I said, "What?" You know, I want her to have it
Mhm.
because it's one thing in her life she'll remember
Mhm.
and probably keep it. So
Well,
I
that's what I think is like about the quality,
I try.
it's like these little gestures, the quality,
Thank you.
um,
I don't know.
the little things that matter, and you're able to see those moments that matter.
Thank you. Well, I don't always see them, but I try. You know,
Try
I
to make them too. Try to make special moments with your
well,
family. And
I'm happy to still be here.
Yeah.
And I know I fought pretty hard to be able to still enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a moment in my life that out of reality came in, and I was shown a way that was very different from what I thought was real, but
Mm-hmm.
it was definitely there. And it was a moment that was extremely poignant in my upbringing and my life, and it changed everything for the positive.
Hmm.
And it kept me safe from something that would have been extremely over the top traumatic for a child.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I was very lucky, and I was trying to get through air and walking down staircase, and there was a point 4 steps down I couldn't go any farther.
Mm.
Something pushed me back, and I was going down the stairs, and I was determined, and I was a 10-year old full of garbage going, and I couldn't do it, and it was a blessing I didn't. So it was one of those moments in life that you have that you know that something out there is looking out for me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
think of the dumb things I've done, and I'm still here. That to me is.
My dear, you were meant to be here. You're meant to be here. I've seen you, yeah, through so many situations. So yes, you were meant to be here.
My
You
notes
are,
falling off, my
you
face
look
falling off. I mean,
amazing.
little things like that.
And even that, nobody would even believe that. I mean, looking at you now. So no.
Well, at the hospital yesterday, the doctor asked me, have I had surgeries in the past year? And I burst out laughing. I mean, I didn't know what to say. I said, yes, I have 4. And she said, no, I mean through the operating room. I said, 4. And she said, no, no, I don't think you understand the question. I'm going,
I don't think you understand the answer.
you know,
Yes, 4.
and sometimes I feel like I give an answer and people just don't get it, like yesterday. And it's like, but that is the answer. It is. And like Saturday, my boyfriend looked at my father's yearbook from college, and he was wowed over what my father accomplished in a short space of time. And I hadn't ever read it to the extent that I did. And he was head of the track team, and he was this, he was that. He was very loved. And it was neat to see him because there was a comment about my mother at the time that was very
Hmm.
dear. It was in the yearbook. He can hardly wait to get to a sweetheart at the end of the line. And I'm thinking, here is something written almost 100 years ago.
Wow.
And I'm reading it now, and it makes me feel so good that my parents at one time loved each other very much. And it felt terrific. And my grandson had never seen this or been shown it or understood it. And he looked and he said, Grammy, my great granddad was the track captain. I said, yes, he was, honey. It's right here. The whole page is him. And he goes, that was my great granddad? I said, yes, honey, it was. He entered college in 1933, and he got out at a very bad time. But yeah, he was amazing, and he accomplished a lot in a short space of time, and um, especially in his 40s, the guy was amazing.
Mm.
And I'm grateful that I came from that kind of thinking. He was very creative. He could curse in 11 languages, very well, actually. Um, he could speak 4. He was a farmer's boy from New York. Um, he went. He also went to preparatory school for college, paid for, and just was, you know, a star. Amazing man. And I'm grateful he was my dad. But things changed, of course, when I got to be a teenager due to my stepfamily. But that's okay,
Mhm.
because
Hmm.
it's probably a time he needed to share himself with them. So
Hmm.
that it never hit me before. And my boyfriend said something like, well, you're not going to believe this. And frankly, I don't believe Linda sometimes when she tells me, but Eleanor Roosevelt wrote a letter to be able to get him into that college. And they
Mm,
all went, oh, yeah, yeah, right. And he said, I've seen it. And she did. And
yeah.
that's how we got to go, you know? So,
And your grandson, what a great story for your grandson to know,
yep.
considering he's doing the same sport.
Yes. And
Did he know that when he started doing track?
no, no, it skipped two complete
That is
generations,
amazing.
two generations.
No, this was meant for him to find out just now.
Yes. And
That was like
you know,
planted.
I've gotten rid of so many books here. How in the world did I still have
I
a
know.
1938 yearbook?
And then oh gosh.
Isn't that amazing?
That just gives me chills. And the fact that I just think it's a very powerful um thing for him to find out like right at this moment, especially when he's deciding, you just
Making
his
up his mind to
future.
do something that's very important and
Yeah.
extremely important and life-changing for him.
Yeah.
And I don't think he understood,
Yeah.
but he kind of, it's not hard to figure out when you can read a yearbook. And even in college you've got soccer and lacrosse and
Mm.
track and field. And I mean, it's just, it goes on and on and on and on. It's like so much
Jeez.
about him at the bottom, and everybody else, nothing,
Yeah. Well,
nothing.
that sounds like you. Look at
No.
you here.
Well, I would love to have done all those things, but I wasn't allowed to as a teenager because unfortunately my stepmom was busy with a bunch of kids, but
Yeah, but you just
whatever.
have 5 degrees, just
Well, I got
not
bored.
just.
I got bored. But one I actually threw in the garbage because I refused to. I've got to do something about my attitude. I actually pitched in the garbage because I thought I'm never going to frame it. Why keep it? So I did. I threw it away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. So I guess I didn't need it. Haven't needed it. I guess. I don't know. But the other ones are up on the wall, and I'm thinking, why? I don't look at them. Maybe the dog does. Naomi, I'm sure, reads them.
Oh God. Oh, miss that baby.
No, yeah, she's our baby. I share my baby, and she's coming to you soon.
Yes. Oh my God, I am. Wait, let's do a closing prayer and then we
I'm so
will
sorry.
close out the
Yes,
room. No, it's good. And then we will chat some more.
thank you.
Whew, we offer heartfelt thanks for the luminous connection between our conscious awareness and our higher selves, our spirit, and the loving divine forces of the universe. Thank you for speaking through the cards and illuminating Linda's path. May the healing frequencies, insights, and truths activated here continue to unfold across time and space. May hidden layers rise to awareness and reveal themselves in divine timing. This connection remains alive within Linda, and we seal this reading in gratitude and light. All right.